Okay, well, hello everybody. This is Colson-Eyre. I'm coming to you driving. No, I'm not driving. My handsome husband is driving. And so, thank y'all for calling in tonight. Today is November the 26th, 5th. Let's see. Yes, November the 25th, 2018. The Sunday night after Thanksgiving and after Small Business Saturday and before Cyber Monday. So we have had a busy weekend, a busy week. I know a lot of you, like me, have had a lot of family in town and just been just a lot of fun with family. And so tonight you guys are in for a treat. I didn't know how my service would be, so I have asked the highly successful Jana Strunk to be our guest speaker, and I am going to turn it over to Loree Barfield, another highly successful sales director, to introduce Jana with her accolades, and you guys are in for a big treat. And she's going to talk to us a little bit about recruiting. So I will come back on after Jana is finished. So Loree, I'm going to mute myself and let you take it away.
Hey everyone, I am honored to introduce the amazing and beautiful Jana Strunk. Tonight, she started her business in May of 2003 just to get a discount. She became a sales director September 1st, 2005. And the reason that she did that was for flexibility, more time with her family, and to replace a full-time income. She has been on the Queen's Court of Sales 3 times, Queen's Court of Sharing 3 times, Triple Star 2 times, and her highest unit club so far has been in the 400,000 unit club. She's been a star consultant for 57 quarters, earned 5 Mary Kay cars, including 2 of the prestigious pink Cadillacs. She has 1 beautiful offspring sales director, and her highest commission check in 1 month is, get this, $12,717.33. And she is married to Paul and has sons Gavin, 14, and Garrett, 9, and she is from Manhattan, Kansas. So let's give it up for Jana Strunk.
Oh, thank you so much, Loree. You're the best. You know, I just appreciate you, Cleta, and every single sales director that's on here so much. So thank you all for getting on tonight. I am passionate about sharing the Mary Kay opportunity. And so we're going to talk about that. And, you know, I was telling Cleta, I was actually getting ready to do a YouTube video about this. And she's like, oh, great. Well, I'll just do it on YouTube for you. So I'm excited because I went to a fall experience with National Sales Director Jill Davis. It was in October. And when I went there, you know, I've always been passionate about sharing the Mary Kay opportunity, and I think I'm pretty good at it. And I am solutions oriented, and I love finding a need and helping people fill it. So if Mary Kay can bless anyone, I'm passionate about helping them find that reason, how Mary Kay can bless them and impact their lives greatly. I know that Mary Kay has impacted my life in so many different ways, you know, from personal growth to my relationship with Jesus Christ to, you know, just so many different things. The personal growth is irreplaceable, but I think that through our personal growth, we impact other people along the way. And so I do have some notes here so I don't go rogue and get wild and talk forever, because I know that y'all have to go to bed tonight. So anyway, but my passion for recruiting has always been there, and I've done very well in recruiting, and it shows up when you're an independent sales director. It still shows up in your personal team size. And so my personal team size is always in the 50s at least. And so that to me is really, really so important. And you know, if you think about it, you can't really control what other people do, but you can control what you do. And so you do have an opportunity to build your team strong in many ways. And so becoming really good at recruiting, I think, is one of those ways that you can really have a solid future in your Mary Kay business. And it's also a gift that you're giving other people. You're gifting people with this great opportunity. It's almost like you have this amazing, fantastic gift, and it's all wrapped up. And you can give away as many of these as possible. It's a limitless thing. Some people don't take the opportunity to give those gifts to anyone. They're just going to let those gifts sit. So I personally want to give that gift away. So anyway, okay. So when I went to this fall experience, I went into this meeting and Sean Key with corporate was talking about recruiting. He was also talking about coaching new consultants and things like this. And he started talking about the 4 Ps. And I'm always looking for good ways for me to transfer my skills from what I'm doing to other people. And I was so excited. Like I was over the top because the way that I've always shared the Mary Kay opportunity is very conversational. I want to get to know who people are, and you've got to listen twice as much as you talk. Remember, God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth because he wants you to listen twice as much as you're talking. And so during that sharing appointment, I would always ask them, tell me about you. I want to know about you. And then I would ask more questions and I would dig deeper. And they're doing most of the talking, especially initially. Okay. So that's what I would do. And then I would tell my Mary Kay story based on what needs I heard. You know, if I heard them talk about needing money, I would talk about money in Mary Kay and how we make our money. And especially, you know, I weave in things that I think would benefit them from my Mary Kay story. So I've always done that, but I've never had a really good way to train it or teach it to other people. You know what I mean? So when I heard Sean Key start talking about the 4 Ps, a light bulb went off for me. And I thought, you know what? That's a fantastic way to do that. And so I implemented that into my career sharing appointments. So this is how I coach my people now, how to do this. And it works so slick and smooth. This is just, it flows so great. I've had brand new people doing this and they love it. The flow of it works great. So, you know, would I fill this out if I'm with someone face to face? Maybe if you're new, just say, I'm just going to keep notes and just, you know, have that piece of paper in front of you. But this is the piece of paper and I already posted it on the Voxer group. And at the top, it just says career sharing. Now, I don't think any system's perfect. I'm constantly tweaking things. In fact, tonight, right before I posted it, I actually added a little bit in here about overcoming objections, just because I'm like, okay, I think that I've been using this for a little bit and I want to tweak it just a little bit. And so you can take it and you can make it your own. So anyway, so I'm going to go over this just a little bit. Before we do that though, I just want to visit with you for just a moment about who you're looking for. Because I think it's key. I think that there are people that when you're brand new, you know, yes, we go out and we do your Pearls of Sharing training and it's great to do that. So that's kind of an exception to the rule. But as a general rule, the people that we're sharing the Mary Kay opportunity with have tried the products, right? They're tried the products and many times they love the products, you know, because if they're passionate about the products and they're using the products, that they're going to want to share it with other people. Also, most of them, I would say, are not in survival mode, okay? If someone doesn't have a car and they don't currently have a job or they don't have a roof over their head, it's so important that we not pressure anyone. You know, we can share the Mary Kay opportunity with them, of course. Is this an isolated incident or is this something that they're in constantly? And so I'll talk more about that here in just a little bit, but I got some training from National Sales Director Linda Tupin at one point, and she talked about Maslow's hierarchy. And, you know, if someone doesn't have their basic needs being met, like on the basic level of they've got food, they've got a roof over their head, they're able to pay the bills, they're able to have transportation to and from work, things like that. When they have those needs met, then they can look ahead to other things in life. But if they are in those 2 first steps and they're not getting their needs met, they really can't go further, you know. That leads me to another thing. Are you sharing the opportunity with people that you want to rescue or people you want to run with? I think that that's really important because We are looking for people that Mary Kay needs, and not so much people that need Mary Kay. And I hope you hear my heart with that. I think that everybody deserves this opportunity, but we just want to make sure that we are not being the rescuer, because, you know, we want to look for people sharper than us and that are going to be better than us. And that's really powerful for your future in this business. And I want you to keep in mind that, you know, National Sales Director Carrie Buskirk, she recruited 49 people before anyone placed an order. 49 personal team members. And the reason why is because she was a rescuer. And she told us that. She said, I was trying to rescue people. I saw that they needed money and they needed Mary Kay, but they weren't doing anything to, you know, take that next step and go forward. So I think that that's always really, really important. Another thing is, on the other end of the spectrum, you have someone that maybe they are a doctor or a physician's assistant, or they're an attorney, and you're like, oh, she is so successful, there's no way that she's going to want to do Mary Kay. That is ridiculous. That woman is a champion and she is a leader, and that is not your place to determine whether this is for her or not. Let her make that decision. So we do not prejudge when it comes to those instances. That's really, really important. And so, you know, that is not our job. Our job is to offer the opportunity and then allow them to make the decision, okay? So who are the champions that are in your life that you have maybe thought, I think she's too busy. I think that she is, you know, wouldn't be interested because she's super successful in what she does right now. So who are those people? You should write down their name right now, because those are the people that you should be calling within the next 24 hours and apologizing and say, you know, I'm so sorry that I haven't asked this yet, but I would love to share some facts about Mary Kay with you. This probably is the last thing you would ever consider. However, I just wouldn't be able to sleep tonight if I didn't give you this opportunity to hear the facts about it and how our business works. And plus, you'd be really helping me out. Is there any reason why you wouldn't get together with me for a cup of coffee? I'd love to buy you coffee. So, you know, that's so important, ladies. You just never know who is going to be great at this, okay? So also, Cleta and I were talking about their obedience level, and she's going to talk a little bit more about that if she's got good service. But, you know, something else, we don't have to have a long laundry list of what we're looking for in people. You know, when Sean Key was talking, he said, look for women that have level 7 confidence and higher. That's all. And so that's why on this questionnaire or on this sheet, and by the way, you do not have them fill this out ever, ever. This is for you to fill out. So as far as the level 7 confidence, if they have level 7 confidence and higher, that's what we want to look for, because sometimes we get so caught up in looking for, I want to find someone that likes me. I want to find someone that I like. Guess what? That has nothing to do with their success. That has nothing to do with their success. I got someone that I've mentored and coached in the past. I'm pretty sure she doesn't like me. And that's okay, because she is still successful in her business and her clients love her. I like her. But you know what? That is not what's going to make her successful. Okay. So just knowing that, you know, when you're looking for people, something that I have found is important though, and that is a woman of their word. If someone has to postpone or whatever, that's fine. But is she a woman of her word? Or are you chasing her down to get her to listen to the facts about Mary Kay? You know, you kind of have to evaluate that. If you feel like it's getting into chase mode, then you probably should evaluate, you know, if this is someone that you really want to share the Mary Kay opportunity with. All right? Okay, so let's go ahead and start going over this career sharing sheet. So if you had a chance to print this off, otherwise go ahead and look at if you want to look at your device and see that on Boxer. So up at the top is just kind of some of the basic stuff. And I I keep track of these and I put them in a binder because I always want to know who I share the Mary Kay opportunity with, and what else I can, what's the next step is if she didn't sign up today. All right. Okay. So what we're going to look at first is the first question is picture. You're going to get a picture of her life basically. And so you're going to say, tell me about yourself. And by the way, if you already know her and you've known her for years, you can just say, you know what, I'm just going to go over this information and I'm going to pretend like I don't know you as well as I know you. If we didn't know one another, what would you tell me about you? Tell me about yourself. And so, but usually you don't know them like in depth, or as you're going forward in your business, you're going to run into people that you don't know that quite that well. And so tell me about yourself. What are you looking for in that zone right there? I'll tell you what you're looking for. You're listening for, rather. You're going to listen for her personality type. Okay? If you haven't learned DISC, the different personality types, you will learn them going forward, or there are all kinds of things that you can go online and check those out. But I'm going to give you what you're listening for, okay? All right, so if you say, tell me about yourself, and she starts talking about her achievements, her career, then she's probably a D personality, okay? The D personality person, I'm going to also give you what you'll be talking about later on, okay? So keep this in mind. The D personality, she wants to hear the words achievement. She wants to hear about quick promotions. This is somebody that you do not want to spend, you don't want to take up an hour of her time, all right? Don't take up an hour of her time. You have to respect her time. She wants the information and she wants it concise and she wants it quick, because this is a woman that knows what she wants, all right? She's also someone that'll probably make up her mind today. She's a decision maker, okay? This is a leader. This is a champion. So hearing that word achievement and being the boss, those things are really important to her, okay? And being able to move up the career path quickly if she chooses, that's important to her as well. Now, the next personality trait, if you say, tell me a little bit about yourself, and she says, well, okay, well, I have, I have this many kids, and this is what I do in my job, and she's just that fun-loving, she's the life of the party type of person. She likes to have fun. You can see she's very energetic. This is the I personality. And so she kind of bounces around from thing to thing, maybe not, everything in a row, in order, She talks a lot about a lot of different things that she did. So that's your I personality. This person really needs to hear about getting dressed up in a seminar gown and getting diamonds when you walk across that seminar stage, maybe earning cars, having lots of fun, and having flexibility and an opportunity to have, that flexibility to flex and flow in whatever they want to do with this business, okay? The S personality, that is when you say, tell me about yourself, they start talking about their family first. When they start talking about their family, that's the most important thing to them. That person is steady, and so hearing about this business as far as like it's a sisterhood, they want to hear that this is a sisterhood, that we have success events where, we all get together and we have that just that camaraderie, and we learn from one another. That is really powerful. It's also important for you to maybe plug in, if you're talking about, when you're talking to them, talk about your family. Talk about why this business has blessed your family. That's really, really powerful. They're very steady. They're very loyal people, okay? So the next one is the C personality. When you say, tell me about yourself, you'll know exactly who they are. This is the easiest one, because they say, what do you want to know? Because a C personality is very detail oriented. They are very, very methodical. and they need more information. And so this person just can't answer your generalized question. She wants to know what you want to know. And so this is a person that you're going to be later on in the conversation, you're going to be sharing more about, you know, Mary Kay has lots of great tools for us. There's lots of training available, and that that everything is there for you, that they don't have to recreate the wheel. There are step by step by step by step. They like structure, you guys. So it's important for them to know that we do have structure. And this isn't just sprinkling fairy dust and you're successful. There are, you know, we have ways of, you know, targeting how much money we're going to make and things like that. Okay. Okay. So that takes me to question number 2. So you're getting to know them better. And so that the question 2 is purpose. What brings you joy? I think it's important for you to know what brings people joy, because these are the things that will motivate her. So if you didn't figure it out from question number 1, and by the way, don't just say, tell me about yourself, and then they tell you, and then you move on to number 2. If they tell you about something, maybe dig deeper. Like if they say, well, I've been working for the military for 25 years, say, tell me a little bit more about that. You know what I mean? You're here to hear, you know, understand who they are, and you're digging deeper. And so what brings you joy? And so this is something that's going to motivate her. So if she says spending time with my family, that's something that she will work for. So if she joins your team, that's something that you can keep in mind that, wow, okay, I know that she will work for time with her family. You know, that is really key. The next one is the passion. Tell me about a time that you felt proud of yourself, or you felt like you really accomplished something. I like to listen in this part. Is she telling me a sad story, or is she telling me a success story? Because the success story, those people are going to be your champions. Those are going to be people that you're going to really be able to run with, and that you can get them excited about being number 1 and about really being a champion in their business. Number 4 is possibilities. If time and money were not an issue, what dream would you like to come true a year from today? Okay. Sorry, mouth's getting dry. Okay. When they join your team, this is going to be the blueprint for her first year in Mary Kay. This is going to be a huge thing in your relationship, because this is going to be what drives her. She's opening up her heart and telling you, you know, what she would like to see her life look like in a year. And, you know, I think that that's really, really powerful, because if she said, you know what, I'd have more time off. Maybe she's working 3 jobs. Maybe she could get rid of 2 of those with doing her full-time job and having Mary Kay on the side. You know, what is it? So listen really well. Always listen for the need. You're going to listen for her need, because you are then going to try to fill her need with what Mary Kay has to offer. Okay. So the next one, I just plugged in what is your level of confidence on a scale of 1 to 10, because Sean Key said, when you ask a woman, what is your confidence level on a scale of 1 to 10? Then you just listen to whatever they say and you believe them, because you just have to believe them. If they say, oh, it's a 2, you should believe that. If they say it's a 9, you should believe that and just go with it. But, you know, those extra confident people are going to be the ones that are going to be the leaders. Next, okay, so number 6 is share the benefits of Mary Kay and what would impact her life. If you don't have a Mary Kay story yet, you know, you can tell some basic things, but you don't want to talk a lot about you. You know, you can say, I started my Mary Kay business, and in 2003, I just wanted to get the discount on the product. Or if you started and you saw the opportunity, you know what, I started my Mary Kay business just last month, and I saw this amazing opportunity, and I couldn't wait to get started, and I'm just having so much fun with it. What I want to tell you, though, is, you know, there's so many great opportunities. This is how we make our money. You know, and if you get really scared, or you're like, oh my gosh, I'm like freaking out because I don't know exactly what I should be telling them, you know, you can look at, does everybody know about Mrs. Cab? Mrs. FCAB. So that is like acronym like MRSFCAB. M stands for money, R stands for recognition, stands for self-confidence, F stands for flexibility, C stands for cars, A stands for advantages or advancement. You can talk about tax advantages or advancement up the career path. And then B stands for be your own boss. So if you get into a zone where you're like, oh my gosh, pick a couple of those to share. I always share how our Mary Kay, like how we make our money, because you know what? That's one of the number one reasons why people start a business. So I do usually plug in the money one and then try to weave things in that you think will benefit her. And I can't tell you what those would be because you know what I mean? You have to listen and you have to figure that out. Okay, next. It also says on there, at the end, you know, you want to end with asking, so tell me, Sue, after I've shared a little bit of information about this, is there any reason you wouldn't consider giving this a try? And so expect the objection and prepare for it. If you are prepared for the objections, then you're not going to be scared if she says no. You shouldn't be scared if she says no, because you want to dig deeper and see what would stop her from doing this. And so it's exciting because I got an answer for everything. And so we're not talking about overcoming objections tonight. I'll go over some of my quick ones real briefly. If someone says, I don't have the money, you know what? If I know she's a woman of like that would be great at this and it's just a little blip, I'd say, you know what? Sometimes this is a measure of how resourceful you are. And so if I told you that I could give you an all expense paid trip to Hawaii for you and your family, but you'd have to come up with $125 before 8 a.m. in the morning, would you find a way to do it? Now, if that lady tells you no, she's not your girl. All right. If she says, yeah, I'd probably figure that out. So I would say, great, because my goal is that I don't ever want you to have to say that again, that you don't ever have an extra $100. I want you to never have to speak those words again. And if they say, I don't really have time, I'd say, well, you know what? Mary Kay is great because you get to pick and choose how much time you put into it. Let me ask you this, Susie Q. If you found time to do this and you were making great money and you were having fun with it along the way, do you think you'd find more time for it? Everybody always says yes. I say, great. Well, you never know unless you just give this a try. So with this in mind, and then I would proceed. I would say, what else is stopping you? Anything else is in your way of giving this a try? And so you dig deeper. Usually about the third objection is usually the real one. And, she might be scared. So, but we can overcome these objections. And, there's only a few that I've said, oh, okay. Like the other day I had a gal that said, well, I'm moving to Turkey for a year. Well, she really can't join, she can't start a Mary Kay business and then move to Turkey. It's just how it works. And so, we'll just have to revisit that, but that's something I can put down in the notes and go back to later on. Okay. So prepare for those objections, overcome them, and move on. And so I would say, well, you know what, the next step, is just getting your starter kit on its way. It takes about 3 minutes to go over the agreement online. Is there any reason we couldn't do that right now? I always like using Mary Kay's verbiage. Is there any reason why we can't? Because it gives them permission to say no, and you both win. How's that? That's awesome. Okay, so overcome any objections, then just go over the agreement or send her the link. And if she's with you, don't send her the link. Go over the agreement right then and there. Okay? Otherwise, send her the agreement. My next thing is follow up. If she does not sign the agreement right then and there, I usually go ahead and send out the agreement anyway. I say, do you mind if I go ahead and get this sent out to you? Because I know you're a resourceful woman. It wouldn't surprise me if you come up with that, with the money right after our call. So I'm going to go ahead and send you this and you can check it out. I wouldn't be surprised if you fill that out before morning. And then what is your follow-up? I would say within 24 to 48 hours, it is so key. I like 24 hours because it's still on their mind. And I'll always tell people too, if they're like, no, 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 I just really have to think about it. The S's and the C personalities usually have to think it over a little bit more. Don't beat them up if they don't sign up today. Don't go crazy on them and go rogue and insist that they have to sign up today. You know, use common sense. But, you know, I always tell people like that before the end of the call, you know what? This is what I usually do. You know, if you get off the phone with me today, or if you go home after us having coffee today and you keep thinking about it and keep thinking about it, I say, why not give it a try? There's probably a reason it's on your heart. But if you leave here today, or we get off the phone, and you don't think about it again, you probably don't have time for it right now. So I'm going to give you a call back in 24 hours and see what questions you thought of, or if this is something that you thought any more about. Okay? And by the way, that okay business, when you say okay, people say okay. That's from years in training and telemarketing. So use that word strong close, okay? And they'll agree with you a lot. So anyway, that's what I have. Anyone have any questions? I think everyone's on mute. They might have to unmute.
I don't have questions, but I will say that was great training and great reminders. And it's just so true what you said, all the little techniques that just you can make slight tweaks in how you say something and how you phrase something that makes all the difference in the world for the outcome. And so, and looking at that target market, I know myself, I have been guilty too of wanting to be the rescuer. Because Mary Kay is so good in so many ways. And I think that's a common, I don't want to say mistake, but it's a common thing that we all do because we're nurturers. And so we do need to realize that, you know, powerful women and successful women need this business opportunity also. And they are great assets to the company and our team. So thank you so much for sharing everything, Jana.
Yeah, Jana. Okay, so, and I also wanted to add, let's see if I can get myself, am I unmuted? I think I am, yeah.
Yeah.
Can you hear me, Lee? Okay, good. I also wanted to add a little bit to your speech. I thought it was great. First of all, you guys, do you realize that she said she has 50 personals? She always wants to make sure she has 50 personal team members, not 15, 50. Okay, you make 13% commission as a consultant with 50 personal recruits. As a director, you make 26%. So just think about 50 people. You know, you're going to make a lot more money than most directors and consultants by having 50 personal team members. So I'm very proud of you for that, for one thing. Okay, the other thing is, let me see something. Am I even unmuted? Okay, yeah, that's the story I mean. Okay, so the other thing is that, hang on just a second, you guys. I've got like Larry on my big screen and I'm trying to look. Anyway, I just look at the camera. Okay, so the other thing is, on the confidence level, I really like that. We've always talked about that, like when they say I have level 7 confidence. But I want to share a little twist on that, that if you listen to the Unlock calls this weekend, it was really good. Priscilla McFeeters was one of the directors that talked on it, and she talked about, and so has Donald Sweeney, that sometimes you have a woman that has had confidence, or she, you know, in her lifetime, she's been confident, but she's at a place in her life where she's not as confident right now. She said, because sometimes confidence can come and go. And she gave the example of, like, let's say you're dressed to kill, you got your high heel shoes on, you got your Mary Kay outfit, you're ready to go, you're going to go out and get some names. And then you step in a crack, your heel breaks off, you stumble a little bit, you have no heel, you're walking on one shoe, you ripped your dress a tad, and now, like, your confidence is not your highest because you don't feel your best anymore. And so she talked about having, what is their obedience level? And she talked a little bit about your obedience level is women that do what the Lord nudges them to do. Like, for example, Marie and I were talking on the phone that there's a woman that she knows that is going back to school, and she's working 2 jobs, and, she's doing a lot of different things, and her confidence level may not be at the highest it's ever been right now, but her obedience level of pursuing things, like, she felt a nudging to go back to school, in other words, and she's doing it, even though it's hard, and juggling, being a single mom, working, and things like that. That's a high obedience level right there. And so that's another thing to look at when you're looking for women to talk to. The other thing is, I love, like, when she talked about, just like Marie said, of women that already have a great job. We had a lady today, this weekend, that we facialed, who had been with Estee Lauder for, I don't know, I think she said 20 years. And she was beautiful. Her makeup looked wonderful. She's the mother-in-law of one of our new consultants, and her confidence level is really high, and she looks awesome. But guess what? She just quit that job. And she said, you know what? I just quit because I'm tired of retail. I have no time for my family. Tired of working every single night and weekends. And I said, well, you know what? I said, you need to do this with us. Of course, and I did try to put myself in her place. I thought, if somebody tried to talk me into another brand when I've been with my brand for 20 years, I'd be a little hesitant. But you know what I was surprised to find out is that she said that, like, Estee Lauder, she said, we don't have products that have retinol in it. What were you talking about with that? Because she didn't actually have the facial. She came in a little late. And so she didn't get to try everything. And I told her about the repair set. And I said, you would really like the repair set. She looked to be a little bit younger than me, but probably in her 40s. And I said, I just want you to take a brochure. Just take a brochure and look at it. I said, I want you to think, if you had made 50% commission on every Estee Lauder product you sold in the last 20 years, what would that have been? She goes, I'd be rich. I said, exactly. I said, that's what we make at Mary Kay. And I said, I want you to just think about it. I said, you'd be fantastic. No more retail. You work your own hours. I said, but you love makeup and you're going to miss it. And she, you know what I'm saying? So I did not recruit her on the spot because, honestly, I know I have to sell her on the products. But I've recruited another Estee Lauder gal before that had worked Estee Lauder for years. She was a regional manager, and I think this gal was too. And once she tried the products, she's like, wow, I'm really impressed. I can't believe I like them as much as I do. So don't be afraid, because, like, when I saw that woman, she was the sharpest one in the room. And I'm like, oh, I'm talking to her. And even though she, and I said, I'm going to be talking to you. I said, I would love for you really to come to one of our sales meetings. I said, you would love it. And I think she'll do it. Jana, I just like everything you said. It's what we've been taught through Mary Kay life. You've obviously been someone who's utilized what you've learned. And there was one other thing you said, and I don't know if Brad heard, and I said, that's good. And I wish I could remember what it was, because I'm writing, I'm not taking notes. I'll have to re-listen to it. But it was something that you said, and it was something about overcome objections, but I cannot remember which one it was, but it was so good. Oh, what I thought we might do is, just for a minute, Jana, I want to give you an objection, and I want you to tell me what you would say. Is that okay?
All right. I love that.
Okay. So, Jana, and I know you've already covered a couple of them, but let's say you're talking with a lady, and let's say she's a history teacher, okay? And I said, well, Jana, it all sounds good to me, but I'm not glamorous like you. I don't wear makeup like that. And I just don't really feel like I have the personality. I mean, you're so good at it, but I just don't really feel like I'd be that good at it.
Oh my goodness. Well, Cleta, let me just tell you something. If you could see a picture of me when I started Mary Kay, you'd giggle because I just think that we do get cuter through time. But I have to tell you, I think that you're beautiful. And I'm not looking for another Jana Strunk. I'm looking for a Cleta Colson-Eyre. And something that I really admire about you is that you're a teacher. And so through teaching, you have learned how to teach your history. And history is a course that you have to be very methodical, and because there's a time frame that you have to follow. And so people love that with Mary Kay. People love that you can teach them, how to use the skincare and things like that. You're just teaching history, and I'm teaching, we teach skincare. So that all of the teachers that I've worked with previously, they do so well. And I think that you would, I just love your personality. So what else would keep you from doing something?
Well, my husband, he doesn't like, he likes me home every single night, and I cook every single solitary night. And I mean, I love cooking. Cooking is my life besides teaching. And so I'm just, I know y'all do a lot of stuff at night. Y'all have these night meetings, and I just can't. I don't know that I could be gone at night like that and do stuff at night all the time.
Well, I'll tell you what.
I don't think he'd want me to be doing that.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because some people do have a perception that we're gone every night, and honestly, that is definitely not. It's not that at all. You get to pick and choose when you work your Mary Kay business. I know a lot of women that like to do their business on Saturday mornings and Saturday afternoons, or maybe a Saturday morning and a Sunday evening. So you get to pick and choose because you are the boss. And as far as your husband, what does your husband like? What does he like to go fishing, or what does he like to do?
Well, he does like sports, but he likes me to watch sports with him, like sit on the couch and watch sports all night long with him. I mean, and I like sports too, so that's what he likes. He likes sports.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I'll tell you what. So a couple of different things that I'm thinking right now. So I know that my husband likes me to be present, and he likes me to be watching TV with him, but he watches stuff that I'm not really interested in.
Right.
That's a great time for me to actually, I can be sending any text messages that I need to send to my clients and check in with people, maybe write out some postcards while I'm sitting there next to him. And so I can still be snuggling with him, but working my Mary Kay business. So I love that we do have that choice. And the second thing is, so what team is he a fan of? Does he like
he likes Georgia Tech, even though they just lost, but he is a Georgia Tech.
Okay. So do you go to the Georgia Tech games, or do you mainly just watch them on TV?
Mainly just on TV.
How would he feel if, with your profits from your Mary Kay business, if you took him to a Georgia Tech game? You think that
he would like that, that's for sure.
That's awesome. Well, in my experience, Cleta, men have their different interests, but one of them is generally money. And so,
well, that's true.
And I know teachers are valuable, but they're not paid what they're worth. And
that's true too.
It's my goal to help you to be able to have the best of both worlds. And something else that I would share with you is that, when you're working a Mary Kay business, you don't have to clock out of teaching to be selling Mary Kay. Because when you go to school and you have a new fragrance on, or your skin's looking really radiant, other people are going to notice that. And so when they ask you about it, it's not like you have to say, oh, wait, I'm sorry, I'm teaching, I can't talk about it. You're going to respond with, it's Mary Kay. I just started something new, and I'm absolutely having fun with it. I'd love to share this product with you. So here you are booking appointments while you're already working as a history teacher. Okay?
That's good. That's good.
Good. What else would stop you from doing this?
Well, let's see. You've covered that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Let me just ask you something. Like, let's say I sign up, and how long would it take me? I make $40,000 as a teacher. How long do you think it'd take me to get to that level where I can make $40,000 a year, so I could maybe quit teaching?
Well, that's a fantastic question. I don't like to give a lot of false claims because everyone's life is different, and how you might want to work your different might be different than how someone else has worked their business. But I can give you kind of a point of reference. Um, I know that my offspring sales director knows I would say nearly at that level between her sales, and she's not at that level. But she started her Mary Kay business in August, and she was an independent sales director and then worked her hard within a year. In her first full year as an independent sales director, she averaged averaged $1,500, not including her sales. So, I think that if you start doing this and you're having fun with it and you're loving it, then we can kind of make projections then based on your activity at that point. How does that sound?
That sounds good. That sounds good. Okay, and then my last thing would be, are you going to help me?
Oh my gosh.
Because I really, since I don't know anything about makeup or skincare, and I mean, I might could get some girls together, but I would have no clue what I am doing. I guess my question is, what about, like, how do you get your training?
That's a great question. Well, Mary Kay has so much training online. So there's different types of training for different people. So there's training available on Mary Kay in Touch. But the beautiful part about Mary Kay is when you purchase that starter kit, you're also getting an independent sales director that will be a coach and a mentor. And so I think that that's really, really important because you've got someone that is there to guide you along the way. But even if I weren't here and I weren't here to guide you and coach you, there's so much that you learn and it's fantastic. But I'm definitely here with you. And we also have our sales meeting. And if you come to our weekly success event, like you have an opportunity to bring guests there, do facials, you get to earn while you learn. And so it's really powerful because you have an opportunity to obviously be an independent sales director, do the class. And so how easy is that?
So I could just come, like, if I just came to the meeting and bring all my people there every single week, like, I would always have help, right?
You could do that if you chose, but I think that I know you, and I think that, when you started just reading the flip chart, we have a flip chart that comes with the brand new, the kit. Comes with a flip chart, and plus so many amazing products, almost $400 in products. But that flip chart, as an independent beauty consultant and as a teacher, you're going to want to make this your own, I know. But yes, you're absolutely right. You could bring people every week, and I do encourage you to bring people every week. So, well, it sounds like you've got a lot of ideas rolling around, and I am really excited to work with you. So, you know what? Let's just go ahead and take about 3 minutes online, okay?
Okay.
All
I'm
right.
ready.
Sounds great. Woo! I got Clayton on my team.
Great job, Jana. Great job. Great job. Hey, listen, you guys. She's done a fantastic job giving y'all some ideas on how to recruit. I want you to keep this video once we replay it, and it's fun to talk to people about the company. Your challenge is honestly to get them to listen to you and have an appointment. And one of the things that Priscilla Feeders talked about on the unlock call today or yesterday was her verbiage was, she said, would you be, like, if I was talking to Jana and she was someone that I knew and respected, I would say, Jana, you're just an amazing accountant, and you've always been so helpful with me for doing my taxes and everything else. Would you be so kind of just let me just share a little information about the company with you and just get your opinion on it? If you would just be so kind to just check it out. And anyway, the verbiage was, if you would be so kind. She was kind enough to listen. And at the time Priscilla was building her business, she would just send them. We used to have cassette tapes, and she gave a Linda Tupin Choices tape to this lady, and lady ended up becoming a sales director and won trips, and was an amazing director. And but she would say, "Oh, and if you would just be so kind to just listen to this," and it was like if the lady told her no, it would be like she's not a kind person. Anyway, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah,
So,
Priscilla's amazing, and by the way, she is also a master at complimenting people, and I think that that's key as well, because people want to be around people that compliment them, that lift them up. And by the way, I had someone a businesswoman that's in the banking industry, she said, I love being around you because you're not talking about other people. So look at what you put on social media, because, people, they know what type of people they want to be around.
That's right. Great job. It makes me want to go recruit somebody today, Jana.
Yay.
So, thank you so much for sharing, you guys. I appreciate Jana, and I appreciate all of you jumping on here. I know it's a holiday weekend, but even though it's a holiday weekend, I know you have goals. And that's why we keep doing the calls, because you have goals. We have goals, you have goals. And so this is a key week. We have 6 days before the end of the month, 6 whole days. We have a whole week left. I love it when Thanksgiving is in more toward the middle of the month than the very last day. And so you guys make it count by having people come to your sales meeting this week. Make it count by doing a great Cyber Monday sale. And I'm going to give you all a little hint. You want to open your email tomorrow at 8 o'clock Central Time, 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Mary Kay is doing a little Cyber Monday special for consultants. The directors already know what it is. We cannot tell you we want to, but we can't. But you're going to like it. And the actual sale will start with any orders that go in after 10 o'clock a.m. Central Time and it'll end to midnight, which is 11 a.m. Eastern Time up to 1 o'clock in the morning. So be looking tomorrow. Check your email out. I think you're going to love it. And it's something that you could, once you see what it is, you could turn around and offer a special to your customers for that item. And so I'm sure you've seen a lot of Cyber Monday specials. I put out one on the Boss Babe call a few minutes ago. You can use that. You can do a higher special. I sold quite a bit on Black Friday, but if you didn't and you feel like you want to give a better deal, or maybe you didn't do Black Friday and you want to do more than, I'm just doing 15%, but you may want to do 20 or 30 or whatever, you can do that. And let me just tell you, the way I did it, I just want to give you a little tip, is I'm doing 15% off and free shipping. So all I did is go into MaryKayInTouch.com and you click on Business Tools, Personal Website Manager, and then you click Update. And once you click Update, you'll see a little tab at the top, and there's something that says Promotions. You click on it, you scroll down, you see a place where you can offer free shipping, and then you see a place that says Offer a Discount. And you can put what percentage from 15% off to 25% off is the highest. And you can put the date. So you put tomorrow's date, and you have it end on the next day. You can't do like the same day. I did try that, it didn't let you do it. So you just start it on Monday and you end it on Tuesday. And then what will happen is when people go to your website to order, registered guests, they have to register, it will automatically give them their discount and it will automatically give them free shipping. And you have to pay shipping, of course. But anyway, I wanted to let you know, of course, it's just as easy for you to adjust the price as well. But if you wanted to just make it easy on yourself, you can go in there and do that. Okay. The other thing is that, of course, the month ends on Friday. And there's going to be a lot of people moving up. We've already had new team leader. Congratulations to Pam Wagner, stepped up to team leader this last week. And our Phyllis Harris stepped up to senior consultant. And I know we're going to have some more promotions by the end of the month. What I'd like you to do for tonight is I would like you to, on the Voxer group, to get in the drawing. And congratulations to, I believe it was Rachel Benefield won the drawing last week. But to get in on the drawing, I want you to box one thing that you learned from Jana tonight about recruiting. One tip on recruiting that you learned that you will put into practice. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and end the recording. Try to.